Hello gamers, have you heard the good news of our magnificent Pyramid Head's return? For those who don't know, Konami announced a few games, some merch, and a movie for Silent Hill. I'd advise people to go and check it out, or at least, I'd advise people to go check out the stream, but if not, I'll give you a teal deer here real quick with some of my thoughts. The first thing they announced was Silent Hill 2 Remake, which it was confirmed to be made by Bloober Team. I know a lot of people don't really have much faith in Bloober Team because the medium wasn't what it is that they wanted, but personally, I like the medium. I like the medium for what it is. I had compared it to cold pizza. Cold pizza can be good, especially if you're fucking drunk, or if you're half asleep and just want to eat something. But at the end of the day, even the best cold pizza is still cold pizza. It's still limited by what it is, essentially. The music combined with the atmosphere made certain parts of that game feel like Silent Hill. And because of that, that's why I like the game. But aside from Silent Hill 2, 3 other games were announced. Silent Hill Townfall, a brand new game in the Silent Hill series, that seems to take place near a large body of water. It might be taking place in a lighthouse, I'm not really sure. Silent Hill F to pay respects. Silent Hill F, a game based in Japan which seems to focus on plant-based enemies and imagery. For the people who have that weird fear of tiny holes, it's gonna fuck with you. There's also a game announced called Silent Hill Ascension, which seems to be like one of those interactive movie deals, like a hidden agenda, whatever the fuck. There was another game deal called like Erica or something. Yeah. One of those. But they really did hammer in the fact that whatever the fuck happens in this particular game is in fact canon, so there's that. And that seems to be the only one that actually has a release date, which is 2023. Doesn't say when, it just is 2023. There's also a movie announced. I'm not even going to mention the merch because who fucking cares, but there was a movie announced, and I know a lot of people didn't fuck with the movies, but personally, I thought the movie was pretty good when I was a kid growing up. I liked the first Resident Evil movie, and I liked the first Silent Hill movie. So, if they end up doing something close to any of that, I'll be happy. I'm gonna go watch that movie regardless, because I'm not much of a hoe for Silent Hill. But I can see why it is that people kind of don't really care about that, but to me the movie is important because some people will get into the series literally because of the movie, but I haven't even gotten over what it's about. The Silent Hill movie is basically going to focus on the events from Silent Hill 2. That's going to be the heavy inspiration for this new movie they're going to do. And same thing, we don't know when the fuck it's going to come out. Literally, we're in spooky season or spooky month, and how the fuck is it that nothing was announced like to be released now? Like, are you kidding me? I was hoping that they were going to announce like a PS2 Classics thing or something I've been hoping for so everybody could play the Enhanced Edition. Like Silent Hill 2 being released on GOG or something. Silent Hill 2, 3. Well, they already have 4, so Silent Hill 2 and 3 being released on GOG or Steam or something. But nothing. Nothing at all. That is the one thing that disappointed me aside from the fact that there's no fucking dates. But here's where we get to the part that I really wanted to get to with this video. The Silent Hill fanbase has always been really weird. To the point where, when I announce to the world that I am a Silent Hill fan, I'm always a little bit scared. Not because, like, I don't know, I think people are gonna fucking bully me or some shit. I'm scared because I'm just tired of getting in arguments about camera angles. I'm tired of getting into arguments with people about a fucking flashlight and fog being essentially what they define as that. But of course we get into the grander scheme of what defines a survival horror game. For some people, a survival horror game is the camera angles and the music. Now I do agree on the music. The music, it needs to be on point. So do the sound effects. It needs to sound cool whenever it is that I open the menu. And if it doesn't, then no. It's not a survival horror game, cool, you dick. It's a game trying to be a survival horror game, but it's not. I would say we can agree to disagree, and if you had asked me a few years ago what defines a survival horror game, I would have been pretty clear cut that it doesn't need the camera angles. And I do still agree with that to some extent, but I also agree with the other line of thought that should be a subgenre. That's why I use the phrase old school, and a lot of people use the phrase old school survival horror to describe a game that uses the camera angles, uses a similar way of storytelling where it's kind of campy, like the actual events being told are kind of goofy.
Looks like this is it.
Ugh, it stinks.
Sure does. No way, Leon.
Way.
And the most important thing for me, all the events have to happen in a day. Like all the shit, the terrible shit that happened, monsters, people being eaten alive, all this horrible shit, it has to take place within the span of a day. Otherwise, it's not a true survival horror game, or a true old school survival horror game. I'm going into a bunch of different topics, but basically, to me, you can't talk about Silent Hill without talking about what defines survival horror, and nobody seems to agree on that. So because people can't even really agree on what the fuck genre this thing belongs to, they can't agree on what defines a good Silent Hill game. I think that people should obviously go in with an open mind, try to play this game. I know my stupid ass is going to pre-order this game as soon as I can, but I just hope that people are as happy about this shit as I am. I mean, I've been wanting Silent Hill to be announced for so long. I've been wanting something to come out officially for so long, and we finally got it. I'm just waiting on release dates, and I just hope there's something available for spooky season. Otherwise, like, that's just a huge disappointment. But anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. And I hope you appreciate the Dark Lord's great return.